Okay, good evening, everyone. We really happy to see all of you here. And please note or say something if you can hear us and if you can see my presentation. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy to see many of you. Yeah, some of you I know, and I think Rainer knows more of you. And hope for some of you, you know who we are with Rainer. And let us start our second season of BA Day Afterwork Talk podcasts. Rainer,
Yes,
should we go?
yes, fantastic. Thank you for the greeting, Oleksandr. So this is a very exciting moment because we are kicking off the sixth European Business Analysis Day now, just in this second. It's the first event. It's the first Afterwork talk. It's a series with which we somehow um, paved the way to the sixth European BA Day 2025. So Christina is not hearing anything. So maybe you should try to dial in again or switch the speaker. Maybe you have a headset or something, and it should become better. But the others can hear me. Now
Oh,
you
okay,
can. I can hear. Okay,
No,
perfect,
I can
Christina.
hear you now. Thank you.
Oh,
that's great.
perfect. Welcome as well to you. I said that this is exciting now because it's the very first meeting with which we prepare the sixth European BA Day 2025. We are quite early. We are in September still, 2024. But this is a good opportunity, these after-work talks, to somehow uh, come into a community, come into discussions among a community. And we have interesting themes again in the sixth BA Day. And what we want to do now, we want to look back. So what we did in since 2018, by the way, and so the important points we addressed and the development of the BA Day and what is the outlook, what comes in the future. And of course, big blocks are AI, security, and business analysis as such, our core theme. And this is a kind of hello from my side today.
Yeah, and let's go. So, just small reminder about your hosts. I am Oleksandr Moskalyuk. I am co-host of these podcasts and also co-organizer of coming business analysis conference. I am a BA with more than 20 years in IT and now part of the IBA Ukraine. And also, yeah, I have a lot of volunteering activities in business analysis and working as a lead of business process automation now for a big Ukrainian company. And Rainer, please tell us about
Yeah,
yourself.
so I'm Rainer Wendt, and I can say that the BA Day is more or less my brainchild or our brainchild. Sabine Ostländer and myself, we have founded the BA Day in 2017, and the first one took place 2018. And so I can really say I'm a passionate business analyst. So I picked up business analysis in around about 2027, 28. I was engaged by E.ON, which is a big energy company in Germany, as a business analyst in the role of a business analyst. But it took only a few months that I was that they have asked me to take over some bigger project management things because this is more or less my nature. But the passion is still that I have become a trainer and a coach, and talking about business analysis, talking about how to get requirements out of the stakeholders to elicit requirements. This is something which fascinates me, and this was as well the foundation or the basis to get into this conference business. So the conference is the BA Day conference has one very special thing. It is a conference in Germany, actually so far made by Germans, but now since 2 years we have Oleksandr with us, so we are going international as well with the stuff. And the important thing is we started completely international from scratch. So the language was always English. We had no German speeches. We had completely international speakers. The first BA day where we had speakers from America, Canada, Australia, and the story continued with the second BA day where we even had more speakers from really abroad countries. And the people, the audience, and the speaker, they are of course interested in the business which happens in Europe. This is as well something which I would like to emphasize, that the business and the way to do business and the attitude, the mentality is very much European. It's not American. Mostly, if you go into the internet and read things and see what is the let's say what are um, the most the biggest hypes, and where is the music kind of, this is always coming from America. But this is different here with us, with the European BA Day. We see the things differently. I will give you an example. Business architecture. Business architecture is a big thing in America. Everybody's talking about business architecture. And if you try to find people in Germany and talk to them talk to them about business architecture, they have question marks in their mind. What do you mean? Is it management? Is it strategy, or what is it? Nobody knows exactly what it is. And the same thing partly applies to business analysis. Still, in Central Europe, some of the people, they do not know exactly what is to be understood under business analysis. What is business analysis? And yeah, but we are doing this business more than 10 years now as a training company. I think 13 years to be precise. And many people have now gained knowledge in business analysis, knowledge about, let's say, the best practice, or the good practice book, the BABOK, the Business Analysis Body of Knowledge. And this is a kind of, let's say, Bible in our community. And yeah, I think that this conference more or less goes in this or moves in these boundaries. European business on the basis of good practices, which actually come from America and Canada, of course. Yes, this is what I can say generally about the conference, and now we can jump into some let's say different years if you want.
Yeah, but I wanted to add a few things, and I remember that as we discussed how business analysis day should be different from other conferences that we have now about business analysis. And I remember that you said that you want to bring real practitioners. We don't want to talk about some theories here. We want to share our practical knowledge with professionals. And this is difference, yeah. What makes business analysis day different from all other conferences. And yeah,
Yes, thank you for saying this. It is a bit of reflecting my own attitude into the conference, because I'm working as a trainer, I'm working as coach, as a business as a passionate business analyst, but at the same time I'm working as a project manager and driving bigger IT projects in different branches. And so for me it's really important to have this practical background. And we handpick the speakers, meaning we try to find speakers who have as well this practical background, who can directly report from the field. So where all the people are in projects, where where all these difficulties, stakeholder conflicts, and politics and everything comes on the table. So we do not have, let's say, in the reality, we do not have paradises where we can do our business analysis according to the books. No, if you go into the practice, if you go into the reality, then everything comes together. And this is exactly what we would like to have in the conference as well, meaning practical stories from the practical work and things, lessons learned, experiences where we really can draw out, let's say, our learnings. And this is what constitutes the BA Day very much.
Yeah, and let's dive into the history. So, Rainer, tell us about the first one, the first conference you had. Oh, I hope it's
Oh,
first
this
one.
is the
Oh, second
second
one.
one.
Yeah,
Yes.
here's the first one.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah, the first one. It had the motto that we had a business analysis without borders. I mean, the precise motto, I really have to look it up because it's now 7 years ago. But what we wanted to say with the first BA Day is that we do not have any borders anymore. So the exact title of the BA Day was let me see, a future without borders in a digital world. So it was in the middle of the digitalization, where the digitalization more or less came to its hype. And what we think is that if you more and more have digital services, then borders between countries they fall down, because you are buying services in Europe everywhere, in America everywhere. You are buying digital services. Of course, you have the language barriers, but let's say if you are using the most common language, English, then you can buy worldwide, everywhere, without borders. And this is, of course, not that easy, because it comes with, yeah, some challenges. Let's say, first of all, tax, or we have taxes, or we have um, laws, delivery laws, and other things. And all these things we wanted to point out in this first BA Day. And our keynote speaker was very interesting, because she was or she is still leading an organization where she helps underdeveloped countries to found businesses, small businesses. So there is a kind of network which she's maintaining in Africa and in other underdeveloped states. And so it's Managers Without Borders, the title of, or the name of the organization. And managers, let's say German managers, or from other European countries mostly, they go for a few weeks or for a few months to America, make a kind of sabbatical, and help organizations, little organizations in Africa, to become, let's say, yeah, to start their work in a kind of independent way, to stand on their own legs. And this was quite interesting as a teaser for the first BA Day. And of course, afterwards, we had a really big program. We had the Larsens, Elizabeth Larsen and Richard Larsen from America, just to point them out, and some professors from German universities, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, it was really interesting, I think, event, and it was the first one. Yeah, it was the birthday of BA Day.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So we've chosen Frankfurt, as we think that Frankfurt is the kind of a business capital in Germany. We have in Europe we have a few very important cities, of course, London and Brussels and Paris and Frankfurt, just to name a few of them, and Berlin as well. But we had the feeling that Frankfurt is a kind of geographically the middle of all this, and this is why we've picked Frankfurt. And of course, Frankfurt is the financial capital of Germany, so to say. And yeah, if it comes to cities and to locations, then of course you think about London, and London has already a business analysis conference, but London is different. So England is different, so to say. And yeah, so I leave this without comments now.
Yeah. Okay. So next year, the same Frankfurt.
Yes, the guy you can see here, it's a professor from the Hasso-Plattner University, and he is really engaged. He's doing a lot of conferences, and he's yeah, working in this Hasso-Plattner University, or this is Hasso-Plattner Institute, as it is called exactly, and they are acting like a university for everybody, meaning you can subscribe there and learn. There are so many courses, massive open online courses, so-called MOOCs. And I would say that Christoph Meine, this is the name of his guy, Professor Dr. Christoph Meine. It's a kind of the father of the big MOOCs, and so he told us very interesting things. So he's a researcher, he's a professor, he's an academic guy, and yeah, he had quite interesting views on the developments and the future perspectives of the IT industry and the business analysis involvement. So it was very interesting. So he had a speech which was called Reimaging the Future in the Age of Digital Transformation, meaning the digital transformation has added a lot of, yeah, I would say energy, if not pressure, on the whole world, on the whole digital world. And his kind of into different perspectives. It was really interesting. One of the best speeches I ever heard.
Yeah, great. So the next year was 2020, and there was 2020, and there was no conference. There was
Yes,
unfortunately.
yes. You can anticipate the reason for it. Huh? I mean, I think everybody has been hit hard by 2020. I don't know where you have been in March 2020 when the news came over the networks and TV and everywhere from the first let's say COVID victims. And yeah, so we actually had already planned to do the conference in March or April 2020, and I think in January or February when we uh, when we came back from our Christmas holiday, we were really shocked about this new pandemic news, and then finally, very quickly, we canceled the conference because we have seen that it doesn't make sense, and we were not able to simply switch to an online conference because a main character of the BA Day these times was that the BA Day was in Frankfurt and that the people were speaking to each other and that they were meeting. And what we have all experienced since then, since 2020, was a kind of change of culture, change of meeting culture. Now in 2024, it's quite normal to meet online like we do it now. My whole working day is consisting of online meeting, and even if I fly to Berlin to my current customers, I have 60-70% of online meetings. Sometimes I'm searching for a cube or a small room in order not to disturb other people, and then I have online meetings like I would sit in the home office. So the complete meeting culture, coaching culture, course culture has changed. So recently I've given or we have given a PMP preparation course for Uniper, and yeah, we said, should we come to Düsseldorf? No, 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 we do it remotely. So meaning in the meantime, the people are preferring to do things remotely. Of course, it saves time, it saves cost. And yeah, so the BA date 2021 was, of course, then a year after, and with a special yeah, initiatives,
Cautions, yeah.
meaning yeah, you could only enter if you have a PCR test, and you should we have filled up the rooms only with few people. We have tried to keep the distance, but as you can see on the photos, many things were a bit of normalizing again in autumn 2021. We switched to autumn. We had kind of 1.5 year pause between the start of the COVID pandemic, and so we started to normalize again. But then, of course, we from the commercial point of view, just to be honest, it was more and more hard for us to to have all these expenditures, meaning hotel, catering, whatever, and we only had below 100 participants these times. Yeah, okay. I mean, in the middle of the pandemic, it's not a bad value, but then we decided to go more on modern formats, meaning the next thing which we tried to do then was a hybrid conference, and finally online conferences as we do in 24 and as we did in 23, or
And
as we did in 24. Yeah, 23 was the hybrid conference, and the hybrid conference was yeah, as the name says, it was half. So we had half of the people in Frankfurt and half of the people remote at their screens. And yeah, just to be as again very honest, technically it was a big challenge to bring all the things together, meaning just the synchronicity between the audio signals of the room audio and the internet audio is a science for itself. And yeah, it was successful. Still, we've done kind of good commercial calculation after the conference. But what we have felt during this conference was that the community was not really one big community. So the people were speaking in Frankfurt, and the people were discussing online, but there was not very much interchange. And given this, and given the complexity and the cost of the hybrid concept, we finally decided to give up Frankfurt as a location and to switch completely to online, because it's much easier for us to do this in an online way. Yes, and this was the first conference this year. Actually, it's not long ago. It's half a year ago. We did this conference completely online, and yeah, so it was in several tracks. We had brilliant speakers. We had actually one of my project reportings. It's the CTO of Berliner Energie and Wärme, which has been carved out from Vattenfall. It's Eric Bohr, and he's a very modern head of IT. He has a lot of ideas and passion in the AI area. And yes, AI was a very important thing for us in 2024, and so it continues. Even in 2025, we will have AI as a big thing. So the name of the conference, or the motto of the conference in 24, was Business Analysis in AI-Driven Changes. So AI-driven changes. The question is, are there really so many changes which are driven by AI, or are there so many changes which need AI to be driven? So I leave the answer I leave the question unanswered, because we all know that things going on a hype like AI, and later the hype is going down again. And yeah, so this doesn't apply to business analysis. Business analysis is not a hype. Business analysis is something which will exist forever, which existed already 20 or 30 years ago when I started my IT work. It didn't have the name of business analysis. Probably it was requirements engineering or something like this. But business analysis is not a hype, it's not a trend. It is not like design thinking. You remember design thinking? A couple of years ago, everybody was talking about design thinking. So where did it go, design thinking? Can you see something? No. It just disappeared again because it was a hype. But business analysis is not going to disappear. It's like project management. It's indispensable. You need project management and you need business analysis. And even if you are agile and you see, what do I need a project manager for? I have a product owner, I have a scrum master, and whatsoever. Go in the big industries and ask them whether they can omit project managers, and they will laugh. Of course, we need project managers. We will always need project managers for bigger projects. And ask serious people about business analysis, and they will answer you, of course, we need analysts, we need creative thinkers, we need people who understand the business strategy, the business requirements. And this is why I'm quite sure that the BA Day is a format which will survive. It has its own community. It's not a big thing. It's not like project management. So if you compare the IABA and the PMI organization, then you can see there's a factor 100 between them. The PMI organization is 100 times bigger than the IABA. It's a niche. Business analysis is a niche. But if you are an expert in this niche, you can just choose in which engagement you go, because they are really sought after.
Yeah, totally agree. And I think we are now at the, I can say, in the age of just age of business analysis, but anyway, business analysis becoming a known discipline, I would say. So it takes its place not only on the stage of preparing requirements, but also on the stage of talking about strategic changes, helping business to create the strategy, understand strategy, find solutions, options, analyze them, and build not only IT systems, but also it helps to work with management processes and even making some business decisions. Yeah, it can
Absolutely,
do all of
absolutely.
things.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you see, let's say, a bandwidth between basic requirements engineering, or requirements management, requirements engineering, so very much solution requirements oriented, not talking about business requirements here, about needs. No, you are talking only about solution requirements. And the other extreme of the bandwidth is a management consultant. A management consultant does not talk about IT. They talk about business models. They talk about markets. They talk about how to make money, how to survive, how to adapt strategy so that the company can develop. What companies do we need to acquire and things like that on a top level. And I would say business analysts can be found in this whole bandwidth. But of course, if you look at the extreme points, at the technically solution requirements driven requirements engineer, then you might say, is this really business analysis? Yes, and it starts it can be questioned. And if you look at the other extreme, if you really look at management consultants like Roland Berger and Kienbaum and whatever management consult, then they say, I've never heard about business analysis. I'm doing management consult on the top level. I'm coaching the CEOs of the big Fortune 500 or something. And you can as well ask yourself, is this still business analysis? Yes, it depends. So I will give you an example of the middle. And the middle is a very interesting example because take portfolio management. What does portfolio management do? Portfolio management mostly prioritizes initiatives and projects in a company, meaning where should the company invest in which project, where are the priorities, what are the needs, what are the predicted outcomes, what pays on the strategy of the company. And this is an ideal position for a BA because it takes into account the predicted profit, but as well the predicted efforts, meaning it's a perfect example for creating or predicting a business case for an initiative or for a project, and to help the company to get the right decisions. And so why we have project managers who steer these projects, who manage the people in the project, the BAs are looking strictly into the content of the project, the outcomes. And the outcome of the projects is very important for the development of the company. Or let's say negatively formulated, if a company invests into the wrong project, it can lead to the bankruptcy of the company. And if the company invests into the right projects, it can make the company skyrocket. And yeah, this is an ideal role for the modern BA, with one leg into the technology, into the digital and AI technology, for example, and with the other leg into the business.
Yeah, and I want to add to this specialization of business analysts, because for me, BA they started at 2023. So when Sabine asked me if I want to join to listen to the conference, be a visitor, and I asked, can I speak there? And thanks to Rainer, yeah, they allowed me to have a session about cybersecurity. And the next year, I started to help to organize this totally online conference. But I should say, from my perspective, that unfortunately, after this start of this full-scale war, a lot of Ukrainian business analysts understood the difference between IT business analysts in Ukraine and business analysis in Europe. Because in Ukraine, for example, we have highly specialized business analysts. We have big companies with a lot of teams, and very often, as a business analyst working in outsourced company, you can work with sometimes 2 or 3 projects during the year, with different customers, with different approach to the documentation, with different domain, etc. And in this environment, all these business analysis skills are tuned to quickly elicit requirements, quickly prepare requirements, efficiently work with a team, but there was not much time to dig into the context of the project, in domain, in some special knowledge. And Ukrainian business analysts, it was more very specialized. We are specialized professionals that are really good in business analysis technical skills, but not very good in domain knowledge. And when people just started, when a lot of Ukrainians came to Europe, they understood that they can't find the position as business analyst. You can be a requirements engineer, you can be a product owner, you can be a product manager or PM, because in Europe, companies require more. You should be in the business. You should understand business and product perfectly. You should understand how it works, and you should responsibly work as a product owner, just making decisions, understanding what is best for the business, not just creating requirements and preparing some options to decide, but making decisions and taking the responsibility for these decisions and trying to make the product better. And it's, I think, in 2020, 2024, we had interesting mix of speakers that showed, from the one hand, some very specialized practitioners that are great in their companies, and they showed their secrets, how they do business analysis, how they work with requirements in their companies and their projects. And on the other hand, we had some specialists that showed how to build a big team of business analysts, how to manage them, how to use AI in all these processes. And hope this year we can go on with all these topics, just to show, just talking about, okay, we'll come back to this later. So just talking about bringing more value in more efficiency in business analysis using all these modern tools, and not forgetting about cybersecurity as well. So the main topics here for this year will be AI, efficiency, and security. Yeah, Rainer? Sorry, you are frozen. Or it's just me. Okay. Anyway, this year we will be talking about, we will go on with topics that we started previous year, but we will go on with some, we will be looking for new practitioners, new people who can share their practical knowledge with professionals from all over the Europe. And we will talk more about, we will again speak about AI and talk about AI, but showing AI as a tool. It's not just something surprising, it's just another tool that we should work with. It changes a lot, but again, it's not just total game changer, I would say. And coming back to previous year, I want to remind you about first session of our Afterwork Talks podcasts. We had really interesting conversations with a lot of interesting professionals, and I can say that our podcasts, for me, I call it European style podcasts. So it's not so fancy as US podcasts when you have a studio, perfect people just sitting in the perfect lighting, etc., and speaking about. And we are looking for interesting people to bring in and to discuss really interesting topics that are interesting for most of BAs or for us, for example. And it's always related to real-time questions, real-time problems that we're trying to solve in our everyday work. So you can watch our previous podcasts on YouTube. There is a link, and we will share again all the videos. There is a lot of really interesting discussions, and we will go on this year with more interesting people, more interesting guests, more interesting topics to discuss. So coming back to our coming conference, coming next conference. Rainer, are you with us? Because looks like you are frozen. I think Rainer has some technical issues.
Yeah, I'm back now. I was just thrown out. I don't know why. But yes, I'm supporting what you say. So the afterwork talks and the continuous building up the community during the year is a very nice thing because yeah, you can meet people, you can even build up relationships to people, and yeah, this is perfect from my point of view. And thank you, Oleksandr, for putting all these efforts into this. This is really very much built by you and Sabine, which is perfect.
Thank you for asking me. And yeah, for me, it's really pleasure to talk with professionals from different countries all over the world and share knowledge and see and of course learn from different people. Yeah, because every time when we talk with somebody new, we are getting a lot of new things to know. For example, we have today with us Guy and Christiane, and there was really interesting discussion about GDPR in European Union and data protection. And I hope this year we will come back to this topic because it's still actual, and I think will become more and more actual every year for coming years with all this development of IT technologies. Okay, what's new in this year? So this year we're coming back to idea of workshops. So we thought that it could be interesting for our visitors, for our guests, to not only listen to interesting sessions, but also to take part in online workshops and get some practical knowledge, some additional practical knowledge. So this year conference will be 2 days. On the 14th of May, we will have workshop day, and for 15th of May, we will have our main conference day. So you can select from many workshops that we will have on this day, and the tickets for these workshops will be separately set from the conference, but all attendees of workshops will get either discount or free ticket to the conference. So you can select what you want, and you can select from many workshops that we will be able to host during this day, because online format has some perks. We are not limited in the place where we can gather people for some workshop. We can have a lot of workshops in parallel, and everyone can find something interesting and not just make a hard decision just thinking which one of three workshops I should attend. But you can select any workshop you like, you can attend it, and you can get the best knowledge you can ever get from this event. Also, we will change a little bit the conference schedule. Last year, we didn't have any breaks between sessions, and it was, a little bit exhausting. And always, it's not very often when speakers just stop at the end of their 30 minutes. There is always a hot discussion, after the session. So just to allow people to go on with questions and also have some rest after the session, we will have 10 or 15 minutes breaks between sessions. And during the sessions, all the visitors can interact with each other and also visit the online booths of our sponsors to get more information from them, some perks, and some additional information, and maybe some online presence or something like this. René, do you want to add something?
Very important, Alexander. Very important, because last time we were kind of rushing through all the speeches, and there was not enough time to change and to take a breath or get a coffee between the speeches. What I wanted to add just in between is so we have different tracks, and we have of course different speeches which take place in parallel. But the big advantage of an online conference is you can just listen to the recordings afterwards. I mean, you cannot be at two speeches or three speeches simultaneously in an on-site conference, but you can do this more or less in an online conference because you can just hear or listen to the recordings sequentially afterwards. This is a big advantage, I think.
Yeah, and every visitor of the conference will have access to all the recordings of all the sessions. So you don't have to worry that you visit this session, you can't listen to other speaker. Yeah, you will be able to listen to other speaker and get all the materials that will be shared with all the visitors. And yeah, I think it's not a real life conversation with real people. Yeah, having some coffee or maybe wine. But on the other hand, you can get much more information. Yeah, useful information during one day of the conference.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've made experience from what I've heard of the participants that this day, this BA day, really kind of have given a big pack of information from which the participants could benefit for months or even longer, because they just went back to the presentations, they went back to the recordings, and what I really appreciate is that from the communities, from the people who have visited the BA Day, some kind of work teams started to exist. I know that some people have met in smaller groups after the BA Day, and that they have continued to discuss about business analysis. And I mean, I just wanted to mention this IIBA Germany chapter, of which I was the president for 6 or 8 years, I think, in total. So this is a community where we always have discussions and where we always have, let's say, little events. And so the BA Day community and the IIBA Germany chapter community are very much related. And so I think they can work together, and probably they can support each other.
Yeah, totally agree. And I think our BA Day can be a great platform for communication of BAs from different countries. Yeah, just to share knowledge, share information, and maybe looking for some contacts here in different domains, different countries, just to get some advice or even help during their projects.
Yeah, I think it goes without saying that the underlying um, best practices or good practices are somehow brought together in the BABOK, in the business analysis body of knowledge. Of course, we have some other box or some other I wouldn't say methodologies, this would be wrong, but some other best practices from the PMI or from IRAP or from the BCS in England. But the leading association for business analysis is still the IIBA. And the IIBA and its BABOK is very much our foundation, our intellectual foundation, and this is why I appreciate the cooperation with the IIBA Germany chapter and the IIBA headquarter in America. So we had in the last 6 7 years, we always had people from the board from America or from Toronto, from Canada, or other visitors or speakers from the IIBA, and probably we can see whether we can continue with this tradition.
Yeah, and again, I want to say that we support all business analysts, not only from IB and all business analyst communities and approaches, Yeah, because BA book is a great book of knowledge. Yeah, it covers all possible situation, all possible techniques, not all possible techniques, but all possible situation and knowledge areas that business analysts can use. But on the other hand, in the other other methodologies, you can find some special things that can be useful in some special situation, some context. So
Absolutely,
we work not
absolutely.
only with ABA, yeah, we support and we will have as a sponsor IRAP. Yeah, we would be happy to see people from this BCP, yeah, community, and we will have Bindu. She just recently uh, published a book about cyber analysis, and she works
BCS,
close
in the
BCS.
English
Yeah, yeah, sorry.
abbreviation, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
she works closely with BCS. So we support all the methodologies, all the approaches. Yep. There are few words. Yeah. So season 2 of podcasts are back. Currently, we 40 minutes. We have 40 minutes this first session of this season 2, and again we
Yeah,
will be
maybe
looking for.
Christian is asking for let's say some discussions. Maybe she has a topic to bring in. Yes, go ahead, Christian.
Hang on. Uppla, this and that. Hello. It was all very interesting, but I was wondering if we could have a little discussion or introduce ourselves. For instance, I don't know Christina. I do know Dagmar. We meet every week, sometimes twice a week, and I was wondering if I do want to listen to the rest of the story because I do want to know what's happening this year. But maybe some people wanted to say something. Maybe Christina wanted to say something, or.
Why not?
Hello,
Well,
Christina. My name is Christiana and I'm in Belgium. Where are you?
hi, Christiana. I'm in Frankfurt and I reached out already to you via LinkedIn. I hope you get it. And can you hear me? Can you
Yes.
Yes.
understand?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, and I'm the same. I think it would be a nice idea just if we introduce ourselves. My name is Christina. I used to work together with Rainer for a while at BEW in Berlin. And yeah, Rainer knows me as in my function as PMO, but this is not all I'm doing. I'm actually a change manager, and I'm accompany IT placed changes and help the people to get on with new functions, new programs, and so on. Thank you.
Yeah, this is business analysis, isn't it?
Yeah, you could
It's
name it, I guess.
Dagmar,
yeah.
you wanna speak?
Yes, hi, I'm Dagmar. I was made in Germany, traveling a lot while working currently in the lovely Vienna, and I work as a business analyst, maybe in IT banking projects, and I really enjoy the bandwidth of different disciplines that are there, and I also really enjoy that there's many different forums and networks now, how to meet other business analysts to finally see other people who have an idea of what you're doing and why you're doing this, why do we need a business analyst at all. So it's always a nice community, and therefore, yeah, I've seen several of the people here as well.
Yeah, I want to add that we are open to, we're looking for new speakers for the coming conference. So if you're interested in speaking during our next BA day, feel free to contact me or Rainer or Sabine, and we will send you a registration form, and you can select topic and you can go on with you can have your session during our conference.
Mhm.
And of course,
Yes.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I just want to add something. We've brought it to three topics. Actually, I think this is coming from Oleksandr and Sabine. They say value, safety, and speed. And these are the cornerstones. We want to create value in a safe way. Cybersecurity is very important, and we want to do it quickly, meaning with minimal go-to-market times. And these are the three cornerstones, kind of themes, which we leverage on the BA Day. Can you hear me?
That
Yeah.
sounds like triple constraint. Oh, anyway,
Like in
doesn't
real
Yeah.
life, there's always constraints in real life.
yes.
It's not so much constraints, it's context. There's a difference. A constraint limits you. A context explains to you what you're doing. There's a difference. It's not a constraint, it's a context.
Well, Guy, I was listening to what Oleksandr was saying. I think they need to have a presentation about NIS2. Oleksandr, have you heard about NIS2? That's a European law and it's about security. Maybe somebody should speak about that in this year's BA Day.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting, and it will be interesting for a lot of business analysts because we should apply to this law and we should support it in all the projects.
The short and sweet of it, of NIS2, is it's about cyber resilience. It's about building up the resilience of a company against cyber attacks, and as a result also having a more resilient company with more business continuity, actually, particularly for the critical and important sectors of society. So NIS2 will be something that for all kinds of companies, and particularly also throughout their supply chain, probably the whole of their supply chain, will be very difficult, perhaps, or very challenging to kind of consider, implement, and remain compliant. That's the short and sweet of NIS2.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it also says something about the accountability of the board of directors or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
very
should
important.
I should say
Anyway,
that
interesting topic.
yeah, topic is the best, and I think we will have some time for this. I would add that now, unfortunately, because of this war in Ukraine, we have a lot of practical experience fighting with cybercrime, cybersecurity, working with cybersecurity, and very often in critical infrastructure. Yeah, and there is real life examples how it works, what can happen, and how you can protect. And I should say that, this just going through all these things, there is some very practical point of view on the cybersecurity, because cybersecurity is always a compromise. You can't protect from everything. And on the
But
other hand, yeah, you should avoid the most risks.
and in this case, you're referring to the unfortunately practical experience of Ukraine. It's not only a matter of how to build up your protection, your defense, but it's also how you react to indeed incidents, to attacks, etc. And how do you get back to working order or full working order? And that in particular is actually what is kind of the spirit of NIS2. It's not only protecting your company, but it's also guaranteeing that the critical services being provided by this organization, that they continue to be delivered to society. And so it's not only how to protect, but also how to get back or stay in business, literally. And as you say, unfortunately, you do have some very, very, very strong first-hand experience in this.
But anyway, we had the great announcement for our third track of cybersecurity during our conference, and yeah, and definitely we will talk about this new law in Europe, and we will share practical experience, and we will have interesting speakers. So, it's coming to the end. Our session coming to the end, and it was really pleasure to see all of you. Yeah, thank you for supporting us with our podcast for our conference, and come to BA Day, get your tickets, and follow us on our social media to get news and updates about new speakers, new workshops, new interesting topics.
Yes. Thank you very much, Oleksandr, for the closing words. I just want to add one thought, which I would like to give to you, so you can take it away and you can think about it. I have found a connection between cybersecurity and speed. So because you have to be fast these times, and especially in Ukraine, you have to be quite fast. And this is a connection which bridges two themes of the BA Day 2025, of the 6th BA Day. I would like to say thank you for your attentiveness and for your participation. Yes, and please follow us and see when we will have the next Afterwork talk and what the topics are. Thank you very much.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.